was sitting here thinking, you know, about the sex round, my duty in the sex round, not what y'all call my duty, but my real duty. Like, at the moment, what the duty is. The choking, the rolling, and the tucking. I'm just now realizing they different methods. They're different domains. I was looking at that cartoon. Domain expansions. But they different. They are done differently. The rolling, I'm starting to get. I won't ever be able to teach this until I get out of this situation. Surely, I'll be able to get with some people who will write a book about it. I can tell you this though. I know enough information in the sex round that would totally shut down doors and prostitutions and all that. Shut it down. I totally shut it down like in a blink of an eye. Because I figured out something. But I'm going to leave it alone, y'all. Unless my father tell me otherwise, I'm going to leave it alone. But it's amazing. And the beautiful thing about this is it's good, though. Somebody on the physical is monitoring this and studying this. And I thank God for that. Somebody on the physical is actually studying twins and flames. It's like somebody on the outside, in the physical though, is looking and took heed of everybody I said that could possibly be my twins and flames. And they monitor them. They sex partners and everything. And they watch me since I'm standing in one spot. Somebody was absolutely great. Bravo. I don't know who this person is, but they gotta be important. Gotta be powerful. I could be wrong, but they gotta be somebody nobody knows to mess with. Everybody knows not to mess with. But they sat back and they watched this. And even if I don't write a book about it, they can. But anyway, let me skip all the details because I don't want to break y'all up empires down. I don't want to shatter your dream, your so-called dream. I don't want to dismantle what you think is art. I'm going to leave it alone. But I do want to say this, though. Now that I've been sitting here monitoring the choking and the rolling and the tucking, which is three different things, actually, that actually works simultaneously together on the same thing somehow. Tension spells, basically. But they're a lot more than that. A lot more than that. And it's on the surface, that's what it is. On my surface, that's what it is. Now, on man's surface, it ain't even that serious. But on my surface, that's what it is. But deeper than that, oh my God, you will be amazed. You will be amazed what they're doing to people. But anyway, watch this. So, let me just give you one example. This is not an example where you can go and do it yourself, none of that. It's just an example, because this is like alchemy. Not just with chemicals, but with humans, angels, all kind of stuff. So you need a lot to do this stuff. You need, people say, he doing this. I can't do nothing. You need groups. You need organizations to do this kind of stuff. I'm just me, by myself, in the physical. You need all that. I ain't got all that. I just know how it's done. And if I had my own organization, I could do it, but I probably wouldn't do nothing like that. I wouldn't waste my time because you got to put a lot of energy in. I'd rather build and get together and build some stuff, I wouldn't waste my time with that because you got to put a lot of energy in that. But watch this though. So when you kind of the men. You look at all the men in the world, and you separate the exotic men from the display men. The exotic men are pretty much suffering from tension. Then you get up all the women in the world, and you find the flame or the twins to these exotic men. Bada bing, bada boom, you're gonna find some of your answers. I can almost guarantee you that the opposite of these people, whichever one it is, probably dabbling in something they ain't got no business, or doing something they ain't got no business. I'm on the phone right now. What's up? I'm on the phone right now. All right, yeah. Now, the exotic man, you just look at that, you get an example. When you get an example, you start to ask yourself, you say, okay, what is going on here? I just figured out something great, y'all. But by the grace of God, like I said, somebody else been watching from afar in the stadium. My students that's in the stadium is watching. And by the grace of God, we got good ones in there too. Thank God. I'm not giving out no more information. I can go into very much detail. Very, very much detail. And this right here will absolutely, this is groundbreaking news, y'all. Groundbreaking news. And honestly, the flame played her role in this book. This is a book, this guy's book, you know it's God's book. This is remarkable stuff. But anyway, like I said, you put these people together, you got the women on one side, the men on the other side, and you got the exotic men, then you got the display men. The exotic men are suffering from attention. Somehow, from what their opposite is doing. No matter if they met their opposite or not. And you know, you can use black magic. You can use black magic. But me personally, this is my advice on it. This is what I got to say about this. Not advice, but this is what I got to say about it. Yes, you can intentionally do black magic on that situation and make it work like you want it to work. But this black magic started ancient times ago. This black magic started in biblical days, and it affected us still to this day. Because you just got to do it on the right people. And then it just, as we multiply, it never got healed. It's one of those black magic tricks. Once you do it, it keep going. Lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. So whatever this was, it was done centuries ago. And people, yeah, they still do it today when they want to entrap somebody with attention spells and all that. Yeah, but on a major scale, this is just my opinion. I feel like it was done centuries ago, generations ago. And that's what led to the exotic group. You can try this for yourself. You can just see it. Like, let's say you really know your twin or your flame. And let's say you see them. You know, you don't follow them, don't stalk them, don't do nothing crazy. But let's say you ask a few questions about them. And you find out that they involved in very low vibrational stuff. 9 times out of 10, that's got to do with you rolling. But see, then you got choking and you got tucking. You got choking and you got tucking. This is beautiful stuff. I mean, I could go into detail, y'all. With the choking and the tucking, I can show you the black magic. I can show you the recipe to the alchemy. I can show you how these energies that we don't see that protect each and every last human being is just a flesh body. It's just a meat suit. It's the energy that the body belongs to. I can show you that energy in the physical. That energy is doing this. Nah, you know, let's say, okay. Just imagine this. Imagine somebody, this ain't the case. Well, it's somewhat, sort of, probably, maybe, but stuff like this been going on for centuries, like I said, generation. But let's just look at it on a small scale. Let's say somebody was cursed by God. Let's just say that. Instead of a soul, cursed by God. And let's just imagine somebody being cursed by God. And let's say these group of people, these group of energies have an unique ability internally of, let's say they the detention squad. They surround these group of people by you, and somehow these group of people energy is binded to you. And just imagine them pulling tension on you. Rather you deal with them, now they could be your neighbor. And they just constantly putting tension on you. That's it. That's like far-fetched, but I'm just saying, that's an idea of how it look in the spiritual. These people just putting tension on you. And you gotta alleviate them. How you alleviate them? You gotta elevate with God. Keep on elevating with God, keep praying. Some curses, for me, the best way to get rid of it is just to elevate with God, pray, let God deal with it. Definitely. Because you go from dark, to try to alleviate something like that, the man way, you're gonna have to go through dark magic, even more dark magic to do that, and it's gonna be a disaster at the end of it all. Just patience like a shepherd, elevate and pray with God. Build yourself with God. Hey, most of us, it's 8 billion people in the world. How many out of 8 billion people truly elevate with God the right way? So just utilize that time to get to know God the right way. But yeah, that's what my job is in the sex realm so far. I'm sure it's a lot more. God telling me as I go and teaching me as I go. But that's what I found out. That's what I found out. So how would something like that, if a twin or a flame, how could you, that's the spiritual part of it though. It's other parts of it too. That's the spiritual part of it. So how would God, how do I think, I don't know how my father will fit such thing, but I could guess. He will, when you elevate and you pray and you elevate with God, if your opposite don't want to eventually elevate in their life, you got to understand, y'all are one body on the other side pretty much. So you asking to be cut off from somebody just for the physical world. The physical world to me is just, this is elementary, you know? So you asking to be cut off from somebody that you don't really know who you are on the other side. So that's let me give you an example. Let's say you Michael the Archangel, and this is your queen over there. Both of y'all, surely I'll tell you the truth, he at least here is great over there. So you're asking to be cut off from somebody in this physical, I mean in the spiritual, so that you can have a better life in the physical. But the physical is elementary. It's just a place where we come to play, basically. There's nothing really here, like, you know, rest or whatever. That's the way I see it. You know, it's just my philosophy. But I think this is absolutely marvelous, beautiful, remarkable, and very, very interesting. So, so you got the choking, like I said, and the rolling and stuff like that. And that's why I told y'all, it's things I could tell you about oral, but I know I can't. I'm not going to. Well, blow your mind, though. Blow your mind. You'll think, I guess y'all think, good or bad? You don't want to know. You don't want to know. You don't want to know. Now I see, okay, you know, I was talking to God a long time ago, 4.5 years ago. I like, how could you fix such issues? And that's one of the things that God said, your twin or your flame. Getting with your twin, getting with your twin or your flame. That's the way you can resolve a lot of those issues, because the magic is over. It's like you, what's the word for it? When one do man, the other one do it. Let's say two people do the domain expansion, and it cuts. It's like cycle each other out or something like that, or something like that. That's why it's important for especially angels, twins and flames to get together. They gotta be together. They have to. In order to stop this, they have to be together. Yeah, they have to be together. In my case, it was so bad, they had to unhook me partially anyway from my flame and hook me up with my twin to at least try to even the scale a little bit. It worked somewhat, sort of, you know. It's doing better. My root chakra doing definitely better, thank God. I had to take some dips, but thankfully listening to God, it worked, you know. It took a few dips, you know. It worked. Thankfully it worked. I mean, it's working. God's still working on it. It's like God utilize, okay, what would be another part of my sex mission in the sex realm? God watching these people that's doing it, like, why is something on God's body malfunctioning when it shouldn't be? Something like that. And that can be any of us. We all belong to God. And you elevate with God. You elevate, you get into your higher self. As you get into your higher self, you seriously get into your higher self. Not, I feel lonely and I'm going over here and I'm gonna give all this energy. Okay, watch this. Let's say spill. We talks about spill in the Bible in the Old Testament, how one person died for spilling on the sheets. Okay? Or something like that, killed him. Okay, let's look deeper into this. Well, what happened, you know? Okay, well, let's go to the test. Spilling, you give, you lose. It's, like I said, let's say you build a mansion. I mean, not a mansion. You done built a dome, a football stadium. And you got a group of people over here building something. You got a group of people over here building something. You got a group of people over here building something. And they done made great progress, outstanding progress. So you go and you spill. You lose all of that progress, all of it. You'll probably lose all of the progress except for these one group of people right here. Okay, so you say, that's lusting and the dirty, and what's going on is, it's not of God. But you out there sleeping around, right? You're not sleeping with your twin. You're not sleeping with your flame. And you're not with a lover. You're not even married, okay? Okay, well, let's look at it on the other side of the field. You got the spill with nobody present. Then you have the spill with somebody being present. Okay, you don't know who this energy is truly. So what this energy gonna do? Let's go back to my office right here. I'm gonna show out in front of these students in the stadium. Let's go back to my office. So now you got this person, you don't know who they is, you don't know who their energy is, and you got all this stadium right here, and you decided, this go for female or male, you decided to spill. Okay? This foundation that you building, let's say, how would this work for a female? This is just an example now. Let's say you got a career, you got something great going on, you got plans, you got family plans, you got all this stuff. Well, that'll be your stadium then. That could be your stadium. Put your stadium in something serious. So you got your stadium right here. All right, well, now that you got your stadium right here, and you got the spill, you got your stadium and you got the spill, right? Okay, so now that you got the spill, female or male, watch this. This time you're spilling it in somebody that you're not paying attention to. This time you're spilling it in energy. This is too sexy for my shirt. You know, too sexy for my shirt. This is too sexy for my shirt, and this is perfect. This is perfection. Too sexy for my shirt. I call this man, ruin my life for him. This is who that is. So you're gonna spill for this man. oh, okay, well, this man really don't care nothing about you. This man don't like you. And you are fine, you beautiful, you got a lot going for yourself. And that's what makes the chase even more greater, better for you, because nobody ever turned you down, beautiful, like this man has turned you down. You swear up and down it's yourself when it ain't really got nothing to do with you. And okay, so what's going on then? Okay, well, let's look at your spiel. What do you have to lose? Okay, well, you got ancestry gifts been given to you, God's gift been given to you, blessings that been given to you. This is what you have to lose. So this man right here that don't, 2 sets for a shirt ain't gotta work. 2 sets for the shirt got a lot of women, good women, great women, beautiful women, absolutely abstract type women, women that's just out of this world women, and they got a lot to lose. But for some reason, this man ain't got to work that hard. This man just got to be 2 sets for a shirt. And so 2 sets for a shirt got a whole bunch of you around. That's why he's walking away from you, because he can care less about you, because you are no different from the rest of the beautiful women that he got around him. So with that being said, but still, what make this man so egotistical to where he could just walk away from you that way? You got money, you got all this going for you, so you look so wonderful and great. Why is he doing you like this? And you just, I'm on my knees, you down on your knee, and you just don't know what to do. Well, this is what's really going on. You spilled and gave this man all your gifts along with the rest of these beautiful women. So this man got people he look up to too on this side right here. And he's taking all of y'all gifts and he's giving it to this side without even knowing it. Because, see, he got women that don't want him. See, 2 sexy for a shirt got women 2 sexy for their shirt, and they don't want him. And somehow they keep prospering over here, and nobody sees and understand why this group of people keep prospering, and all they are is 2 sexy for their shirt. They prospering spiritually. They prospering in all the leads. Probably not Bruce Lee, but they prospering in all the leads. Nobody get it. Nobody is getting it. That's because your stadium, young love, little lady, youngin out there, your stadium out there that was filled with all these blessings and goodies, you didn't know this energy. You want this energy to notice you, but this energy, now you want to call this energy an enemy, right? Do you hear me, stadium folks out there? Do you understand what I'm going to, stadium folks out there? You want to understand this energy, right? You love this energy. You don't know why this energy. You done seen the other energy. You done observed because you've been following and stalking this man, and you know you beat the potential of the rest of the energy that he is running to. You just don't know why he's clinging to this energy over here. Watch me bust you in your head, though. Watch me bust y'all in your head. That's like a celebrity. I wish I could use her. She's a famous celebrity, a black celebrity. But I ain't gonna use her name. I wish I could. But you know, her husband act like her too, so they probably the same way, right? But watch this. You just don't get it. You see your potential. You're trying to tell this guy, I'm this and I'm that and I'm this and I'm that. But he's stuck over here in this energy over here. These 2 sexy for shirts people. And none of them really got the potential that you feel that you have. You feel like you could give this man more, do more for this man, and make this man really love you. And you begging, you down on bended knee crawling. I done turned down many for you, baby. I just love you, baby. You want what you want? Want a car? How, baby? I seen women give things to men like that they'll never give to their own husband. Watch this. You can't get why this man, and it's actually attracting you even more, the fact that he don't pay no attention to you. And you know it ain't disrespect or nothing like that. He don't beat you. He's not abusive. He's a good guy. He just don't like you like that. And you don't get it. You don't get why he don't love you. Like the men that you've been turning down that love you or say they love you, you just can't wrap your head around the fact that this man can't love you, don't love you, and ain't trying to love you. You don't get it. Watch, it's simple as this right here. This is gonna blow y'all mind. So you got your stadium, you gave all this away to this man over here. Well, this is the problem. He don't belong to your tree. That's simple as that. He do not belong to your tree. You can't add him to your tree. You can't take somebody off of your tree and put them in the place of that person in that tree. He don't belong to your tree. It's just that simple. He don't belong to you. He don't belong to your energy. He don't belong to your frequency. I'm trying to show y'all to where y'all say, but this ain't just spiritual and you just believe. I'm showing you in the, I'm taking it out of the spiritual since I'm walking back and forth out of the spiritual to the physical like I'm double dutching. I'm taking it out of the spiritual and into the physical so y'all can see it. Quit talking so crazy out there. Quit being losers already. You don't belong to their tree. And he don't belong to your tree. That's why when you came and scanned the women on his tree and you felt like they don't have the potential that you got, that's because the energy, your ancestors, is not allowing it because your ancestors don't deal with their ancestors. Watch this, since you want to be too overly righteous about it. Your guardian angels don't deal with those guardian angels. They all angels, they play their own roles, but they got different frequencies. That's it. Now you know why you've been wasting your time and your money. I bust y'all head with that one then. And you still probably trying to wrap your head around it. It'll never be. I seen people too many times in my life, not for me, because I stayed single most of the time, thank God. I seen it a lot though, because people come to me, relationships come to me, people, there's couples come to me, and they want answers. They want something to try to fix the relationship. They want me, a person like me, to counsel them, because I am the physician for the street. I didn't go to no doctor. I got my PhD from the street. And they know that I can bring peace somehow to relationship. They know that I can bring happiness back into a certain relationship, but it don't happen to everybody. Some are just not meant to be together. Watch this. That's why I wish I could have used a celebrity, but I'm glad I ain't. But, so to the twins in the flame that I told y'all that y'all my twins in flames out there, watch this. No matter who you are, no matter how you look, no matter how you feel about yourself, big or small, no matter the color, abstract yourself for just 24 hours and observe your attitude, your frequency vibration, how you are, how you react, how goofy you are, all that about yourself. And then pay attention to all the ones that I said something about. All y'all share the same common ground. You got some that probably can hide it well, like Ed, which she's supposed to because of her business career activities, which is totally understanding. But I can almost guarantee you, secretly in the comfort of her home, secretly by herself, secretly in the comfort of her home by herself, I can almost guarantee you that she's goofy, very goofy. She's goofy as hell. She's goofy, love to laugh, very playful. Same thing with the rest of y'all. That's why I was gonna utilize celebrity, because in her earlier movies, you can just see how she dressed. Open, just free, just feel free, just free. I like to use God for example. My father, God can be God, but God is a child at heart. God like to play. See, too sexy for my shirt, too serious. Too sexy for my shirt, serious. Too sexy for my shirt, group is serious. They seem serious. They seem a little different. Not saying they ruthless, not saying they mean, not saying it's just they ain't so playful. Like this celebrity I'm talking about, her husband kind of playful, so he could definitely probably be the same tree as well. So, cause he an actor. So you see what I'm saying? That's how it works. You gotta understand and absorb your own frequency. Some of us look alike. A lot of us got the same height. Very few of us is taller, greatly tall, but a lot of us, the men and women, same height. But that could be different. All this could just this is 1% of it. I don't know. I could definitely be way off, but I can almost guarantee you, like, y'all share a common ground. Y'all share something common. Y'all share something that y'all share something with each other. Haven't never met each other, don't know each other. That's almost like my twin, the North Node twins are flying. Even the one that attacked me, I know they love me. I know them girls love me. And they better not say it. They know if they say it, they gonna sound crazy. I know they love, especially the one I gave all that oil to. I ain't even worried about that one. I already know. Because I know how potent my oil is. And I know how powerful my oil is. And I know now, from being stuck so long, I can heal through the astro with my oil. And that's how powerful it is. And that's amazing. Thank you, guys. So now I know why them girls, the few women that I did deal with, which was still angels, just low vibrational south node, now I know why they went crazy. Because I'm actually physically in contact with these women. They didn't have a breathing chance. After studying this in that test, yeah, they didn't have a breathing chance. I remember with one girl, the one that actually broke my heart the hardest, old Lucy. Lucy swore up and down. I was putting magic on her, and I feel in the heart of hearts, Lucy thought I was putting magic on her so bad, so to the point that she went and started doing magic herself. And I bet you if Lucy looking upon this now, Lucy looking at this right now, Lucy saying to herself, wow, he never did magic. I was really in love with this dude. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause she done went out there to other men. She done went out there to other display men. You know what I'm saying? She done had any choice of man that she wanted. Because, she a female. And somehow, some way, I'm still at the top of the list. Impossible. Gotta be magic. Definitely black magic. And I'm gonna start doing it back on his that we ain't had contact with each other since high school, y'all. Since high school. That's something to think about. That's something to think about. Lord knows that's something to think about. And I kept wondering why I kept coming across this girl. And every time I come across this girl, she would always say something reckless like that. You put magic on me. I go and get out my face. Because I had no clue what she was talking about. I didn't even know what Twin Flames was. I just learned about that in 2020. I didn't never watch cars and just started observing cars in 2020. I never cared about none of that stuff. I don't know nothing about none of that stuff, still to this day. I just know what I learned in these 5 years that God told me to learn and left it at that. And left that alone, really. I just got the few people that send me messages. Thank y'all. God bless your soul. And I'm glad one of mine is getting back on track. You stay on track, girl, because I'm going to tell you something. I know a high vibrational being that utilizes you. When this particular high vibrational being can utilize somebody like you, you better thank God. I wish I could say it, but I'm not going to say it. You need to thank God, honey. It ain't nothing you could get in this world. It ain't nothing you could get in this world could be greater than that. So you need to keep elevating with God, and you need to keep praying. You're a reader. You're a card reader. That message you gave me a few weeks ago, that message broke me to the core. Because I think you said it to the wrong person. I don't care if it was for me or not. That message hurt. Or it tore me apart, honey. Because you don't know who you are. So you keep elevating, you keep praying. Don't you lose yourself messing with these low vibrational people. You got a lot going for yourself. A lot of y'all out there writing books and stuff. You're doing positive stuff. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep being positive. Have patience like the shepherd. I love to see more and more women every day get stronger. I told you, let me tell y'all something out there. They couldn't get me to read nothing. I hated books. I used to sweat like One Punch Man when somebody gave me a pencil and a paper. And one time I had some stuff going on with me where I was getting too low vibrational and too dangerous. And it was almost like the teachers in the school started saying, maybe you need to try this. And I didn't want to do it. And I said, I hate reading. Because they realized I never was reading at all. And reading, your brain is the stronger muscle in your body. You got to read. They were like, try reading something you into. Don't read what we tell you to read. Read something you into. So I would read books like Angela Davis, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, read stuff like that. For some reason, I read one. Actually, it was the first book I read was this boxing book that was about a boxer coming out back in slavery or something like that. Can't remember what book it was. The book was outstanding. The book was a great book. And that book led me to read more books. But I'm telling you, when I got around, I can't remember nothing I read now, but when I got around to Angela Davis and stuff like that, it had such an impact on me. The movies don't hold no justice. The books, it has such an impact on me. And to see strong women like that and to see us start back birthing strong women like that, that's what the world needs. And it's this white lady, I used to love to watch her. T.I. used to deal with her. I don't know how I forgot her name. I used to remember her name, then forget Angela Davis' name. She's very good. She's very good. She's awesome. She also got a book. Probably many books, I don't know. But Rosa, all these people got books. Read books like that, man. And it's gonna transform you. It did that to me. Because I was the kind of person that wanted to say, where is the positive women at? Where are the strong women at? Where are the women that hold power and know? Assata Shakur. These women has mastered their sexual desires and then fulfill them. Because once you done mastered your sexual desires, it feel good to fulfill it. Because once you done mastered it, you're not gonna abuse it. And you're not gonna be with somebody that's gonna abuse it. You're gonna be with somebody that's not gonna misuse it. Amen.